Giannis Antetokounmpo had traded to the Miami Heat today, along with Bobby Porter. Um, they're both they're both now a Miami Heat. As I said, Giannis got traded to the Miami Heat. Um, and my thoughts about it are um, really iffy about it because at the end of the day, Giannis needs space to operate. What he did in Milwaukee was they built enough around him to where he can operate effectively, being an uh, open floor player, meaning that he can get to the rim without much restriction. Once teams built the defense to stop that, you saw how ineffective he was. Toronto, Philly, New York, all those teams built what's called the wall to stop him because he's not a consistent jump shooter. It's not his game. So you like I said, now he's in Miami. You have Bam there. You got I think his name is it's not Donovan Mitchell. I think it's like Malik Mitchell or whatever his name is. The point guard there. Um, I can't name the Heat roster off the top of my head, but Bam is the number one person they're talking about that's compared with Giannis to be this dynamic duo. When they both have a similar form of a game, except Bam is a back to the basket player. He's not a pop out shooter. He's not a 3-point shooter. That's not his game. He's going to roam around the free throw line, 15 feet and in. Every now and then, I think he probably pop out and hit a three, but that's not his game. His game is around the rim. So my question is, how does Eric Spoelstra build up an offense to where Giannis can shine and everybody else can also be helping him in their development and how they're going to pursue an NBA title? Because New York is not going to get worse. As we already see now, teams are already reconstructing the rosters. Um, the next big fish is Ja, but with this Giannis thing, I think it's the but I think this Giannis trade is a travesty because um, Giannis did it. He did it the hard way in Milwaukee. They built the team around him. They went to the finals. Took them, I think, 4 or 5 years, but he finally reached the pinnacle, and he won a championship. And he was the key catalyst behind it. Then all of a sudden, because you have a few down years, or you get put out, the first and second round, and all of a sudden, you're ready to jump ship because you're not happy. Granted, they gave you everything you wanted. They paid Dame Lillard to come there. They paid Bobby Portis. Chris Middleton was paid nicely. Um, at one point, you had Brooke Lopez there, and the system worked just fine, even with what you had around you. But they were able to spread the floor out because Brooke Lopez can go to the top of the key or to the corner and just spot up, which gave you access to the lane freely. Again, Bam is not like that. So now you're asking a guy that's really one dimensional, which he don't have many post moves. But if he's gonna live in the post, how does Giannis get there unless he's coming from the back door? Meaning unless he's doing cuts or something like that where he can be effective enough to get his points, that's not what's gonna happen. If it's a situation where he's coming up and down the floor and Bam is already setting up on the block, how are you gonna proceed to get to the rim? Because his defender's probably gonna crash down on you. Unless you get the ball to Bam in a timely manner, it might lead to a turnover. So you got to ask yourself: was the Giannis trade really a win for the Heat? Because Tyler Hero, I think, would have got them to the Eastern Conference Finals. I do believe that they won 43 games this year, and they were a play-in team. But Charlotte beat them on a lucky play. Think about that. Charlotte had gave up a 6 point lead with like 20 seconds left because Hero hit a three, and one, and then I think he got another bucket, and they was on the brink of losing that game. And to me, it makes no sense to mortgage your future the way that he just did. They gave away so much in terms of capital that it's going to take them a few years just to recover. If you give away, they gave away the four first round picks, the second round pick, the what's it called? You gave up Tyler. You gave up a few other young guys that were showing great flashes and potential, and they could be key players on the team contributing immediately. You give all that up for one guy that's a proven MVP, well, Finals MVP and an MVP champion, I mean, an NBA champion, but he did that with what he had in Milwaukee around him. And let's not forget, as the guy on Twitter so promptly put out, he beat Giannis on the way to his finals. He beat Atlanta, he beat Brooklyn, and I forgot who they played in the first round, but he beat some subpar decent teams. I mean, and then they beat a Phoenix team that was running on fumes. That was basically glad to be there in the finals. And Giannis had a 50 piece in the final game to win his title. I don't discredit Giannis for that game because that was a hell of a masterpiece he put together. But to send him to Miami does what? Is it really gonna give him that much closer? And people literally are that delusional. They're talking about how many rings he's gonna win. I got news for you. He probably won't win one. He may not. He may not even win one championship with Miami. And what will be the conversation then? Let's be real here. What would they say if Giannis don't win the championship in Miami? Is that a busted is that a busted trade? Absolutely, it is. Because all the assets you gave up to get him, you're not gonna get that back. It's gonna take you 3 to 4 years realistically to get any type of capital back, unless you tank in the next 2 years and somehow you come upon a first round pick. But even then, you gave up most of your first round picks for Giannis, so Milwaukee's gonna be eating good for the next few years to come. They can rebuild through the draft with another big man. They already got Hero. They already got a few other guys that can come in and contribute immediately. All they got to do is get a point guard, which I think Dame Lillard is going to get released, and they got to get some other scoring help that's going to come off the bench and help. And Milwaukee will be right back where they were when they had drafted Giannis. Miami honestly probably took a step backwards, in my opinion. And I know most people won't agree with that because Giannis is such a big name. But let's be real here. I go to the example of LeBron James in LA. They made it to one finals. They made it to two Western Conference finals, right? And since then, it's been an on and off adventure with him getting to the playoffs. They got to the playoffs this year. They got swept in the second round by OKC, right? It seems like you know you're not a superstar can only carry you so far. When it's a limited superstar, it really ain't gonna get you that far. And as great as LeBron James has been in the past, he's not the same player that he once was. So, but it's gonna still be the expectation, the hype, and everything that comes with it when it comes to him. But with Giannis Antetokounmpo, the man has no real game. His game is to literally gallop into the lane, either dunk it or lay it over the top of a defense. But most of his scoring comes from dunking. That's how it is. He's gonna get to the rim. As soon as he get toward the rim, he's dunking. There's no layup, there's nothing else. It's a dunk. And if he's fouled to go to the free throw line, he's not reliable. He's not consistent. So you're not gonna get a player that's gonna give you 15 to 16 free throw attempts a night. He'd be lucky if sometime he takes 10. He's not trying to go to the free throw line. He can't shoot, so he's not gonna fire threes. He's not gonna fire from mid range. He may live in the 10 feet under realm, meaning from by the top of the key where the free throw line is under, or that little circle within the free throw line. That's what his lane is. So it's not a mystery as to why I say that the Heat they didn't do themselves any favors now. The bad part about this is they have to look at the fact that the Knicks are still relevant. The Pistons probably they should the Pistons should go out there and get them a shooting guard because they have no help for Kate Cunningham. They have no shooters. Philly got to look at their big man. They also got to look at a small forward they're gonna need because Tobias Harris, I mean not Tobias Harris, but whoever runs a small forward, he sucks too. But with the Heat, I just don't see how they gonna come out the East. I honestly do not see it. I mean, maybe by some chance, unless the injury bugs start popping into other teams, that's on the shot they got. But other than that, man, I mean, you gave up your future for a potential hope at another finals run. And let's be real here, you're not gonna make the finals next season. You're just not. It's a lot of teams in front of you right now that are gonna get a lot better. Boston, Atlanta, New York, Orlando. I would have said Charlotte, but they're still very young, and I don't think they're gonna find their niche next season. They may get back to the play-in, but that's gonna be it. And truth be told, I think Miami gonna be a play-in team because their roster is not built right now for automatic success. On paper, the starting five would more than likely be Giannis, Bobby Portis, and damn Bam. But then who do you fill out around them three? Who else will be able to complement their style of game? When Bobby Portis is a, is a is a spot up player who also sometimes has to get to the rim, but he can shoot the ball. Then you got Bam, a back to the basket player who can pop out and hit occasional jump shots. And like I said, Giannis, I mean, he's a freight train to the rim, and they have to open up the lane for him to get in there. Now the regular season he'll have a lot of success because we all know the regular season they don't apply much pressure or play defense. It's gonna be the postseason gonna be the telling story. That's what's gonna really hurt me. There you go. You know, chunk too. But I was not finna feed nobody that. Sure wasn't. And now I know these are ready. But yeah, if I think the only chance the Heat really got is they got to find a reliable point guard. They got to get somebody that's cheap, but that's going to command the respect of the team because Giannis is going to be the biggest distraction on that team. And I really don't think that should have been the case with Miami. I think they should have went back to the drawing board with how they want to go about trying to get to the finals. Because I mean, yeah, you can acquire a name like Giannis, but then when you do that, look at all the publicity that comes with it, and now they're stuck in the realm of expectations. What do we expect them to do? And it's like when you don't reach that, look at how much blame they're gonna put on certain guys. Because Giannis not gonna take the blunt of that at all. He's gonna find a way to deflect. He's gonna find a way to say that he did his part. His numbers gonna reflect that, even if it's not efficient. amount, but his numbers are going to show that he averaged this, this, and this, and other guys did this, this, and this. So it's going to be a unhinged, uneven story that a lot of people are going to read into to say, oh well, Giannis did his part, so why can other guys step up? It's like, but Giannis he's a superstar of the team. Is he not? Is his job not to lead? Is his job not to make clutch shots like Jalen Brunson did in the finals? Is that not his job? He's a Finals MVP. He's a champion. He has to find a way to lift that team up. It shouldn't be up to Bobby Portis or Bam or anybody else. No matter who else is placed in that roster, it's only up to Giannis Antetokounmpo because he is the solo superstar. Bam is just a co-star to the act. But Giannis is the face that's attached to the Miami Heat now. So that's his team. He has to find a way, night in, night out, to get the job done. Granted, the regular season is different because I still think the Heat can win 50 games, but that's going to be pushing it based on their style of offense, based on the way they play, and the pace at which they play. But it's doable because that will play into Giannis' hands if they're playing fast. He can get up and down the court like a deer. So he would easily give you 27, 28 a night, and more than likely help you get to those 50 wins. But it's simply a matter of what Eric Spoelstra is going to do to enhance the offense. Because like he did with LeBron, he had to give it over. He had to give over LeBron's style of play to get where the Heat was trying to go. Because the way they played before, LeBron was not accustomed to that. Everybody saw it. So my question is, will he take that next step with Giannis? And if so, then what's going to be the result? I don't know. I didn't put no. I'm not in the LG LGBTQ. I'm not in that category at all. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't put myself in it either. But anyway, guys, I gotta make my family their food. So I just want to come in and give a little thoughts. I'm gonna post this live to my page, and no, I'm not. I'm a straight heterosexual male. But anyway, just want to give my thoughts on the Giannis trade and how I think the Heat are gonna perform this season. So we're gonna see. It's gonna be interesting because the NBA is gonna get a lot better next season for sure. Um, I think you'll see a lot more exciting basketball. Hopefully, it'll be on both sides and not just one sided. But we'll see. Anyway, guys, you guys have a blessed evening, and catch you guys in the next round. Peace.